Hey, what's up guys? It's Marf, and after 27 years and 727 different attempts, I'm finally, hopefully, using this voiceover in the Vanda Electric's Dendrobium video. So yeah, I wanted to make a video about this very controversial, infamous, all of those different adjectives of a car in Asphalt 9. Again, this is one of the most interesting cars in Asphalt 9 because it is widely regarded as the best and most useful multiplayer car. It is probably the easiest to use in order to get from Platinum to Legend League. Some people hate it, some people love it, and so I thought coming into this video it was going to be super easy. I'd record some races, get an easy first place victory on all of them, and call it a day. But that didn't turn out to be the case. So why? What really happened? Well, first we got to talk about the stats, and this car has 3 incredible stats and 1 below average stat. So the acceleration, handling, and nitro are all well above average for A class, and I guess just in the game in general, but the top speed is definitely lacking. Now, it's not terrible, but at least for my rank, it goes 224 miles per hour in perfect nitro, which is definitely below average for A class. So really, in theory, the only major disadvantage is the top speed. So for top speed tracks, this car does get beaten pretty handedly by other cars, such as the 570S, or really anything that goes in the 230 to 240 mile per hour mark. So however, for the most part, on most tracks, this car does eat all of the other cars for breakfast. Although, of course, this depends on your competition. For example, you'll see me beat an Aventador J on Greenland, which is a very top speed oriented track, because at the very last squiggly section, I beat him by 1/10 of a second, which was one of the best races I've had in this car. Okay, so that's pretty simple and straightforward, right? Top speed tracks, you might have some trouble. Any other track should be pretty easy, right? Well, for me, that wasn't really the case because my car is not actually at Golden Max. Now, I decided to make this video because I recently started up all the way, but I figured a bunch of epic import parts wouldn't really make a big deal, but oh boy was I wrong. And the problem isn't the fact that I still have some epics that I have to put on it. The problem is that so many other people use this car, and a bunch of those people have it maxed out at rank 4099. And in that situation where you're up against the other Vandas, you're gonna have a bit of trouble if your car isn't maxed out. So even though the statistical differences might be very slim, it does end up making a difference. Due to how Asphalt 9's speed mechanics work, you will notice a slight advantage with people who have those epic import parts installed. So my Vanda is at rank 3797, so all of the upgrades except import parts. And so while it definitely still is one of the best A-class cars, especially for multiplayer, it still gets beaten by other Vandas at max, of course, if they drive decently. But of course, like I mentioned earlier, it also gets beaten by top speed cars on top speed tracks. So I'm not mentioning this to say that you definitely shouldn't play with this car or anything like that. I've tried to mention throughout these points that it is still a very, very good car, but I just wanted to mention the fact that getting epic import parts for this car is probably a really, really good idea, especially if you plan on using this car a lot in multiplayer. So without those import parts, it'll still do really well, but I would still resort to using other cars when the Vanda is out of fuel instead of just watching a bunch of ads in order to get more Vanda fuel. So overall, like I've said throughout this video, this is definitely still one of the best A-class cars. So even if you don't have import parts to put on this car, I would still recommend playing with this car. But if you have other A-class kings, you should definitely take advantage of those. Don't ignore a bunch of the other A-class cars just because this car exists. I mean, I've been playing without this car at its maximum star count for a very long time, and I haven't really ran into that many issues trying to get to Legend League. It definitely felt more difficult to get there without the Vanda, but it was certainly still possible, and especially in Ghost Slipstream and Ghost modes even, you can really ring out top speed oriented cars on other tracks besides just the Himalayas if you know how to drive well. So for new players, this is one of the best, or actually probably the best car in A class besides the Huayra BC. But if you're a really advanced player, I don't think you should rely on the Vanda as much as previously, especially with some of the new cars coming into the game. You can definitely take advantage of those. And for those advanced players, if you use a top speed focused car, all you need to do is use some air tricks and you will fly past Vandas. So in Ghost Slipstream especially, I wouldn't recommend this car just because of its super low top speed. And in Classic League is definitely where this car shines because you can stay in Shockwave for so long and knock people down. But that is really taking advantage of an exploit within multiplayer in my opinion, and there were definitely tons of times where I got knocked down by other Vandas in a Vanda anyway, because that's just how the cookie crumbles in Asphalt 9. So you're really taking a gamble anyway playing classic multiplayer. So playing with the Vanda doesn't necessarily mean you're invincible, it just means that other people will seem invincible and you get the short end of the stick. So to summarize, because I know I've said a lot of different points and a lot of different things in this video about the Vanda, I would definitely recommend playing with this car no matter what skill you are at. However, especially in Ghost Slipstream, you should definitely use top speed focused cars, and just be careful with this car because if you don't have all of the epic import parts installed, it's not overpowered as much as people think it is. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think of the Vanda in the comment section down below. Am I not giving it enough credit? Am I overrating it? Am I maybe missing something about it? Let me know, like I said, in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.